campus. But I want to start off, Ryan, with something that Notre Dame did today that I just thought was just excellent. And that was the video revealing the uniforms for the Shamrock Series deal. Cause I'm sorry, that was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I just was like, we gotta play that. So I know probably everybody's seen this, but I gotta play it, Ryan. It was too cool not to play.
I could watch it a million times, so let's do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna play that video, just talk a little bit about that, then diving into recruiting, then we'll talk sophomore defense, and of course we'll have a mailbag at the end. So start throwing in your questions for that now. But let's go ahead and play this. First of all, just when I do play it, if y'all can let me know that there's sound. Sometimes StreamYard's been really weird lately, so I want to make sure that there's sound so y'all can hear it.
Now what?
Give him the signal.
What signal?
Flash your lights. Let him know that it's on.
What's on?
The deal.
Coach, just do something. Fine. See? All right, let's go. Oh.
All-American tight end fell down.
All right, give us a uniform.
Throw us the bag, then you get the uniform.
First of all, good morning. But who are you guys?
Mr. Golick. Mike Golick.
Golix, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. I'm Isaiah Foskey, but we would like to see the uniform to verify you guys have it before we hand over the bag, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, Isaiah. That is cool.
Now throw us the bag.
All right, throw him the bag, Foskey.
Here's your uniform.
Is this some type of joke?
This is not the uniform.
What you talking about, Willis? That uniform won a national championship.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is not the uniform we're playing in.
The uniform we're looking for is white.
Hey, Golix, you gave us the wrong jersey.
Not our problem.
And Marcus.
Maybe you should talk to Doug.
What are we going to do now? We need that white uniform.
Who's Doug?
I know exactly where it's at. Let's go.
It's got to be somewhere out here, man.
I found it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, the icy white with the gold trims?
Let's go.
Nice.
Nice.
That's nice. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. We're the three best
Oh. I'm not your best friend. I'm your head coach.
We're the two best friends that anyone can have. Still hang out with us, coach.
Let's hang out.
We should come back next week. Take the whole city down.
Hey, I'm free next week.
Actually, next week doesn't work for me. The Jonas Brothers are in town. Any other week works perfect.
October 8th, Allegiant Stadium. We're back, baby. We're back. Shamrock Series.
We're back.
Come on, lane switch off. Big tank, bank filler. Gorilla, bank, lane switch off.
And I went to gang, with the gang and the gang.
All right, that was pretty cool, Ryan. That was pretty sweet. So let's talk about that. Number one, Ryan calls me this morning. He's like, okay, I don't really want to talk about the video except for one thing, because he was in the middle of calling recruits and stuff. I got to get that hoodie.
That hoodie's so dope,
that
man.
is a
That
sweet
thing is
hoodie.
it's fire, man. It really is. I saw that thing and I'm like, cool. You know, at first I was kind of like, with the jerseys, but then I was like, okay, these jerseys growing on me, especially when I saw it with Foskey and Mayer wearing them. But from the jump, I was like, I need that hoodie. Like that hoodie is fantastic. The gold trim on the white looks fantastic, man. It really does.
Yeah. Now, for people that saw Hangover, I assume Doug was the guy that was like, I've seen like 30 minutes of that movie. The funny thing is, I've actually seen that scene. Isn't that the scene where like Ken Jeong jumps out of the trunk of the car or something like that? Okay.
Yes.
I've seen that scene before, so I kind of got that.
Leslie Chow. Yep.
Wasn't right Doug the dude that was lost that they couldn't find? Okay. So that's it's the character from the movie Hangover, which is where that was from. So like that to me was just it was funny. I mean, look, there's all big picture things, right? Like Notre Dame is hip and all this other kind of stuff. It was just fun. You know what I mean? It was just like, if you're going to do it, just do it right. And I thought that was a great way to do it right. So it's like, it took me a minute to even think about what I thought of the uniforms because I was just enjoying the video so much. I sent it to my dad. He's seen Hangover. He was laughing the whole time. He loved it. You know, like I thought Michael Mayer did a great job playing like that meatwad character. You know what I mean? Like it was really good. It was really good. I thought the whole thing was excellent.
And the playoff of Las Vegas, obviously, where the Hangover was, centered around, and it was just really, it was fun, man. It was really
well thought out.
Time.
The other cool thing that Notre Dame has done a lot to point this out, which I think is actually really cool. It's like sometimes like, okay, bragging on yourself, right? But I thought it was really important for Notre Dame to point out, like, this was thought of, directed, created, produced by Notre Dame media, which I thought was really cool. Somebody said to me kind of jokingly, like, I wonder how much that cost to put out. Well, I mean, it's the people they're already paying to create those things, right? So, I mean, other than the cost of travel and some of that stuff, I thought the whole thing was really cool. I thought it was really well done. And the part at the end where Mayer's like, I don't know if that's from the movie or not, but he's like, that next week doesn't work for me. Jonas Brothers are in town. You're like, what?
I forget what the character's name was, but the guy that had the satchel, he was like, oh, that doesn't work for me. Jonas Brothers are in town.
Is that Zach Galifianakis? Was that his character? Okay.
Yep, that's his character. Yep.
he's I don't enjoy him very much, to be completely honest with you, but that's a very funny scene. So I thought the whole thing was great. I got to think that's something that recruits and stuff like that are going to enjoy. And look, ESPN's tweeting about it, Barstool's, but they're all tweeting about it in really complimentary fashion. And of course, the losers from Ohio State can't have any fun. Sometimes sometimes somebody that you don't like does something, you're like, hey, I don't like that school, but I can respect and appreciate that. It just some people are really miserable.
Well, let's use this as a real life example. So if Michigan was playing in Las Vegas this year and they put out a video like that, would you have hated on them?
I'd have been like, Harbaugh's a tool, but that was an awesome video.
Right, exactly.
I mean?
Exactly. That's what
you just got to learn to enjoy life a little bit, know, and
100%.
Some people just take themselves too seriously, but that was a really cool deal.
I also do love, Brian, kind of the sequencing of everything, right? Because obviously yesterday, big recruiting day, we'll talk about with the barbecue and everything. But then the very next morning, I was just thinking, like, I was putting my mind into some of these 2024 kids, especially that had a great time at Notre Dame yesterday. And then they get to see that reveal the very next morning. Like, just continuing the momentum, man. It's just really thought out and strategic how they're going about things, right? Like how they're putting things out sequentially, right? So, loved it.
Yeah. So somebody said, how have you not seen Hangover? I don't really drink. So like the whole premise to me didn't make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? And so, but I just never got around to it. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. But I mean, I've seen like parts of it when it's been on in the background, but nothing that's like, I just got to go see it. I've heard it's funny.
So you haven't seen Hangover 2 then, I'm assuming.
No, like I said, I've seen parts of it, like when it's on in the background, the first one, but no, I haven't seen. Is there only 2 of them? How many of them?
I think there's only 2.
Okay.
The second one is not nearly as good as the first one, but there is a great scene where Leslie Chow he gets like caught in a freezer and then he gets out of the freezer. And then somebody was like, oh, we're having a really bad day. And then Leslie Chow's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you die? Because they thought he was dead for a little bit.
Yeah. Most sequels like that aren't funny. Like Dumb and Dumberer. That was terrible.
Dumb and Dumber is great.
I got through half of it and was like, I can't watch anymore. Yeah. It was so stupid. Anchorman 2, another one. I got through about half of it and I was like, this is stupid. Brandon just said there's 3 of them. So it
Is there a
shows you.
third one? Wow. So the first one they're in Vegas, the second one they're in Bangkok. Where's the third one, Brandon? I don't remember the third one.
I have no idea. But I just thought that was awesome. Look, I thought the whole thing was well done in this era of NIL and using social media properly and all those type of things. I think Notre Dame, I've been very critical of Notre Dame's media department recently, not putting out stuff from camp, not doing more stuff on social media to promote the new era at Notre Dame. They've made up for it to a degree with this video today, right? I still want to see more of that stuff, but this was incredibly well done, in my opinion.
I showed my wife the video, and the first thing she said was like, "Wow, Marcus Freeman seems really cool." I'm like, "Yep, I agree, man."
Pretty much the thing they're trying to get across. My dad was like, "Nice driving, Marcus." Like, I don't know if that's him actually driving there or not, but he thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, so very well done by Notre Dame today with that. I just thought the whole thing was cool.
Can I tell you one really lame, nerdy scouting thing I did when I watched that video is I just appreciated again how long Isaiah Foskey is.
So how about this? I love that you said that. I was looking like, hey, man, when they were walking out of the tunnel, my first thought was, man, Foskey's a lot longer than Mayer is. Like, that was my first response.
Dude, his arms are just like next to him. I'm just like, geez, man. Because Mayer's 6'4 plus like 250. I'm like, wow, Foskey's a unit, man.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
He's massive. Those are two big guys. And another fun, Mike Golick Jr. like screeching like a girl when he tries to catch the bag and like, what was that? Was that from the movie too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Leslie Chow like claps and goes, "Go!" And then they bring out the dog with the head with the thing on. Yeah.
Some of it, I wonder, I wonder if some of that stuff was like unscripted. Like, knowing the Golicks, I could see like that whole thing where he like screeches and his dad's like, "What the heck?" Just like being something they just did off the cuff. You know what I mean?
Last takeaway is that I have always liked Mike Golick Sr. I'm not the biggest junior fan in the world.
Right.
Like, I think he's a little bit hit or miss, if I'm being completely honest. But I thought he was great in that video. I really enjoyed him in there.
I've said this before. I don't like him when he's just talking about stuff. I don't find him very entertaining. I do think he does a really good job doing color for football games. I think he's really good at breaking things down. Yeah. But no, this was really well done. Somebody just said that Golick said that was unscripted. It felt so much like an unscripted thing. Like, it really did. It just came across as sort of authentic. I thought it was really fun. Like, when they pulled out the blue jersey first, I'm like, wait a second. Like, they're not going back to 88 again for another like retro. They just did that like 3 years ago, right?
Yep.
And so I thought that was so then they were like it's like, this isn't right. This is a joke. It was really funny.
Staff is really pushing and emphasizing the gold too, right? Like the gold thrown, the gold trim, so it pops on the white. Like, yeah man.
I thought so. They said in the car, let them know what's on. What's on? It was so funny. I thought the whole thing was really, really well done. But anyway, I enjoyed that thoroughly. I needed that today. I was getting a little annoyed with stuff last night today, and so I needed that kind of thing to put me in a good mood. But that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.